So my first thought about this question, what's being asked of us, is that each of us has our own answer to that. Each of us is being asked something particular, something specific, by life that we have to listen for and tune into. But my work is focused on the common thread across um, all of our experiences, and what I'm sensing in my conversations with people, in my research, in my work with organizations and communities, is that the call right now is to recognize life, to reconnect with life. And I got into this work about 20 years ago when I started to notice that the story we have, the story we're taught in business schools in particular, as Jennifer mentioned, she's in school. But in society in general, we have a story that tells us that everything operates like a machine, especially organizations, especially businesses, but economies and even communities. And it's so pervasive that it's even hard to recognize that story, but it's present. And it tells us that we're separate from each other, from nature, from the organizations. We're just human resources to be put into the machine and churned in some way and spit out, along with a product that goes to an external customer. And nature doesn't come into this equation. Our passions and our own aliveness and the human spirit doesn't come into that story at all. So I started to notice that story was really leading us down a disastrous path. And my opinion is that it's at the root of all the major challenges and struggles that humanity faces. So we're being called to recognize that story, the mechanistic and reductionist story, is not complete. It's not all wrong, but it's not complete. And that there is also life and aliveness, and that our role in the world is not only as mechanics and engineers re-engineering the organization, but it is as gardeners and stewards even. So this is the call that we need to listen to, really, the call of life to recognize the aliveness in ourselves, in our families, in our communities, in our organizations, and ask, how can we create the conditions for life to thrive? What would create more aliveness in this moment, in this team, in this organization? How can we serve life more fully in our actions together?